So, you know, it takes a little practice to write down the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis, but you'll get the hang of it quickly. That's why I included this lead problem in the mastery section. And the first question says, gives a distribution, and it shows the two critical regions out of the tails. And it says what type of null hypothesis is used in this figure. So this is a figure for a two-sided test. And two-sided tests always have the same null and alternate hypothesis. The null hypothesis is that the statistic of interest, in this case the mean, is equal to some value, right? It's equal to some value. And the alternate hypothesis says, no, it's not. It says mu is not equal to that value. So if that's the case, then the proper answer is A here, mu is equal to K. So let's go look at the second problem now, which has got a schematic for a so-called left tail test. Left tail tests, this can be a little bit tricky, but it's really the alternate hypothesis that shows you whether it's a left tail or a right tail. An unequal sign in a not equal sign in an alternate hypothesis means two tails. In this case, a less than sign indicates a left tail test. So if the alternate hypothesis is less than, then the null hypothesis has to be greater than or equal to. Equals always show up in the null hypothesis. They never show up in the alternate hypothesis. The null hypothesis will always have equals. It'll have equals, or it'll have greater than or equal, or it'll have less than or equal. The alternate hypothesis will have not equal, less than, or greater than. Yeah? So in this case, since the alternate hypothesis is going to say less than, the null hypothesis must say greater than or equal to, right? These two things need to be in antitheses of one another. Let's go to the last one. So this one switches up and says, which type of alternate hypothesis is used in the figure? So this should be fairly direct. This is clearly a right tail test. All that shows up is the critical area on the right side of the distribution shown. And so the alternate hypothesis must say mu is greater than K. If you were asked what the null hypothesis was here, the null hypothesis would be mu is less than or equal to K. But you're asked for the alternate hypothesis, and so the answer is C, mu is greater than K. Okay, again, trying a couple of these, you'll get the hang of them very quickly. Good.